Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today I got a special video because I got a really special guest I haven't talked to in a long time. So I'm gonna go ahead and let him introduce himself and the movie we're talking about today.
What's going on, folks? What's going on? My name is Keenan James to be exact. I am from Newport News, Virginia, originally, now living in Virginia Beach. I'm a filmmaker. And today we're going to be talking about the movie Malcolm X, directed by Spike Lee, starring Denzel Washington. I think we agreed to choose this film. It's one of my favorites. It's actually dear to my heart. Malcolm X, in the hierarchy of mortal men on earth, for me, Malcolm X is it's like my dad, some uncles, and then like Malcolm X. Malcolm X was like, for me, he's one of the best. Was one of the best civil rights leaders. And I got introduced to Malcolm X early, in the '90s, in the early '90s, because my older brother, was actually in the Nation of Islam. I ended up learning about the Nation of Islam, in my early teens, which I became in my early 40s. I eventually became a Sunni Muslim, which I am now. So this movie is like very dear to my heart. So let's get into
All right, man, I
it.
really appreciate that. And like I said, man, it's good to even have you here because we don't get to talk. And
Yeah,
sometimes when you disconnect from people after high school, it could be years before y'all talk to each other, before y'all really connect.
yeah,
We chit chatted back and forth over the years and whatnot. But it's just good to have you here and have your perspective. That's one of the reasons I invited you to this because I didn't say I knew your faith, but I know what you've talked about publicly.
right.
And I was like, okay, I feel like my man Keenan will probably have, as a filmmaker, not only a filmmaker's perspective, but from a religion standpoint, a perspective
Hmm.
of this film that I may not get to hear from some people.
Absolutely.
And there's people out there who might not get to hear that opinion from anyone on
Right,
YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So that's why, like, I'm almost as much as I am interested in talking about this movie because I love this movie. I'm also just as interested in hearing what you got to say about it because like that's not a perspective I get to hear.
Right.
Like you said, man, it's a Spike Lee joint. It came out in '92. If I remember right, man, I think I went to Beachmont Twin to see this. I can't even remember honestly. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was playing at Beachmont Twin. For y'all, if y'all don't know Beachmont Twins, you'll Google it. But it was it had rats and leaks in the ceiling and whatnot
Lord
and
have
sticky
mercy.
floors. But but that was the spot, man. That was the spot when
Yeah.
movies came out. If you lived in Beachmont in Virginia in Newport News, you already know. Yeah, if I remember right, that's why I went to see it and I love this movie from the very first time I watched it. It to this day, Spike Lee's made a lot of good movies. To this day, this is
Mhm.
my personal favorite Spike Lee movie.
Right.
I feel like this is to me, this is his opus. This is movie making perfection
Hmm.
in a sense. And people may not agree, but that's just how I feel about the movie. It's just one of those movies I can watch. I can put it on and watch. It's 3 hours long, 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Hmm.
I can still put this movie on and watch it with no problem. Do you feel the same way? Like,
I do. So when we started talking about reviewing and so on and so forth, so I said, okay, I got to go back and watch it just so I can get caught up. And I actually had a chance to do that. It was just like, damn, this is like literally one of the best films that's like ever made. Not to mention Spike Lee's best joint. So I'm watching it on the TV, and life happens, so you got to move around. So as I'm moving around,
mhm.
then I find myself just listening to the movie as I'm driving in the car because it's so long. Even just listening to it without being able to see the vision was just like without being able to see the screen while you're driving, just listening. It still hold you can it's written so perfectly that just with
Mhm.
the sound alone you can see every scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that it's funny that you mentioned that because I was thinking that like this is one of those movies that if I got it playing in the background, I have a perfect visual in my head of what's happening.
Hmm.
It's there's I almost it's funny to say this, but I almost feel like if I had never actually seen the movie with my eyes, I'd still know what was happening just by listening to
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And and that's a testament to Spike Lee and Denzel Washington. I mean, let's give him his props. Like,
I saw an interview with Spike not too long ago, and he was talking. It might have been an older interview, but it was an interview about it was he was interviewing either with or he was talking about Denzel. I think he was interviewing Denzel because they was talking about the newest film they got out now that's the highest to
yeah,
lowest, and he was
yeah,
saying how he ran out of money doing this movie. He was saying how
hmm
when he initially started it, he ran out of money. He had to go to I want to say it was Jordan, and I
it
want
was
to say it was
Oprah, Jordan,
Oprah and Magic Johnson.
yeah,
Was it?
yeah, Magic, yeah, and they all in the ending credits. Matter of fact, everybody that
Yeah.
helped him out, they had the in the credits for the people
Now,
that he thanked at the end for helping him finish the movie.
yep. Now here's a funny story. Spike said. He said, I don't know if it was Jordan or Magic, but he asked one of them before he asked the other one. Let's just say it was Jordan, right? Jordan committed.
Hmm
Then he called Magic, and Magic said, "Well, how much did Jordan put up?" Because he wanted to put he wanted to put as much or more than Jordan put up.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So yeah. Um, so let's see. How's the movie start off? The movie start off with them being back in Omaha, Nebraska, right?
Yeah, it's like a narration, opening. It's an opening
Yeah.
narration.
Open narration, being back in Omaha, Nebraska, and about his parents, and about how his
Yep.
mom was raped by a white man, and that's why
Yeah,
she had the
and the
fair
Klan
skin.
Klan came
Yep,
attack. Yeah.
yep. His mother hated her skin complexion because of what happened to her. So or what happened to her
hmm
mother rather. So
hmm
she married a man that was black dark enough because she wanted her children to be, you
They got
know,
some color.
they had some color. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and his father was, I think his father was a Garveyite. You know, he's a follower of Marcus Garvey and the
hmm
Pan Africanism and going back to Africa movement and so on. Because so his father was a revolutionary as well. You know what I'm saying? And he
Right.
eventually ended up getting, you know, killed by racist or Klan members. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth.
Yeah.
Um, you know what's crazy? I realized it when I first saw it, but by looking at it again, I didn't realize that he has so many siblings. He has I want to say it might have been five of them total, and
Yeah.
I've
Well, I want to say in the movie he was saying it was like eight. I think it might have been like eight when he was talking
it
about the
was
movie because
eight.
I think it was like nine of them, if I
Yeah,
remember
you're right.
correctly.
You're right. You're right. You're right. And I've never seen anything about any of the siblings. I've seen interviews with his children, but nothing. But I haven't seen anything about the siblings. Um,
Right.
Fast forward to him being in Boston.
I think yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
wait.
yeah, yeah. This look. Let me tell you something, man. This scene, right? I don't know why this scene sticks out of my head so much, but it's that first time he getting that conch laid on.
Fix to get that first conclave on, eh, homeboy? Be hot like hell.
Oh hell yeah.
Because that scene of him and Shorty walking to the shop. You know what I'm saying? They
With
got their
with
swag,
with the swag.
walking across the street, right? With the mean swag,
Yeah.
and they walking. They in the barber shop, and you got the old. And this, here's the thing, like not everybody will get this, but even though this is back in like this had to be back in like what the 40s or 40s, 30s, I can't even remember. Even back then, like the culture of like black people in a barbershop, that
Mhm.
shit hasn't changed. Now,
At all.
obviously, I ain't been to a barbershop in a long time, but
Right.
still, like that culture is the same now as it was then. And like even watching this back in '92, like it was the same. There was no. That's one of those things that bridges time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what time period you show that barbershop. It's the same attitudes, the same jokes, the same bullshit going on, same old dudes that we used to seeing. So like somebody maybe come from a different culture may not understand it, but like we
Right.
definitely get it.
Yeah.
And it's that whole barbershop scene. It's like the barbershop scene in Coming to America. Like you just relate
Same
automatically.
shit. Same shit. Cats in there
Yeah.
talking shit, shooting the shit.
Yeah, and
Yep.
they laying that conk on it. And the old dude's trying to warn him. So, oh, you getting your first conk, huh?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, 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 you a little scared, ain't you? He's like, nah, I'm all right.
uh
Yeah.
Man's like, don't scare him no more than he already is, man. He was like, yes, he did.
Right, right.
Well, one of the guys was like, yeah, he did. he did me real good.
Yeah, you're right.
He's like, yo, Shorty, it's heating up a little bit. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you good. Shorty, getting hot, Shorty. Yeah, you good, Reggie.
Yeah.
Yo, goddamn it, I said it's getting hot. That shit was burning his ass up.
Yeah, yeah, and what's funny, like this is one of those brilliant things that Spike Lee did with this scene. It sets up every other time he puts conch in his hair in the movie because every other time he does it is less and less of an issue for him.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like
That's
that
right.
first time, it's burning his ass up, and then like the next time, they in the hideout, and he had to put his head in the toilet because he had it in there too long. And then
Yep.
when he's in prison, like it didn't even bother him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's that setups and payoffs, man. That's one thing I watch a lot of movies, man. That's all I do.
Yeah.
So like setups and payoffs. If you set something up in a movie, I don't care if it could be the lowest budget movie ever.
Uh-huh.
If it's got a decent script and good setups and payoffs, I'm invested in that shit. That's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're a real movie watcher, you're a real movie head that you catch them things. It's those little gems, those little nuggets. Call them nuggets.
Yeah.
Those little nuggets.
Little
You know what I'm
nuggets.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And then that barbershop scene basically sets up how the image that like a lot of black people had back then of themselves, of like, if I'm closer to white, I'll be more accepted. Even though I don't want to be white, I want to
Right.
be accepted
Right.
as if I am. And like,
Right.
having straight hair, which it's one of those things that like you look back like, man, I can see why they did it, because
Yeah.
life and it was just different back then. It was harder for them. I can see
Yeah.
why they did it, but at the same time, like, damn, what's wrong with our own natural hair? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I get it, like, and I think that stuck around. That stuck around with like, especially with like black women or whatnot. So I don't care if a woman does whatever with her hair or whatever, but like natural hair is something I can really appreciate about it, because like, you like, look, I'm
Me
not
too.
trying to look like nobody else.
Exactly.
My
Exactly.
wife's had locks for years, because she was like, I
Right.
ain't putting more of that shit in my hair. I'm not doing that.
Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with what God gave you,
Right.
and everybody else wants to be like us. Everybody wants
Right.
uh to be. They want black features. Black is being black is cool. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but yeah, man.
They want fuller lips. They want tanner skin.
Yeah, yeah, they
Yeah.
want that. Yeah, I mean, look at the Kardashians. Like I
Right.
respect to them, but I mean, shit, everything about them, is all African
Yeah.
features now. They pay good money for
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Like you
So,
said, no hate, but hey, they did it.
wait, so now here's a question I got about the film. We know he went by Detroit Red. Was he in Detroit before Boston
You know
in the
what?
film?
So let me. Yeah, that's why I can't. I don't remember seeing that. I don't remember seeing that. And
Me
obviously, this
neither.
is based on like Alex Haley's. It's based on Alex Haley's autobiography. But like,
Yeah,
I don't remember. I don't. That never came up in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Not that I
right.
remember. Not that I remember.
I was sitting there thinking. I was wondering, was they in Detroit when he hit the guy with the bottle and said, "Don't you ever say anything against my mother?" But no, that was Boston, though, right?
Right. That was yeah. It was, that no. Because I remember he was talking to when he was talking to West Indian Archie. That was in New York,
That was
because
in
he
New
was
York. Oh,
saying.
that was in New York.
Because he was saying, yeah, I heard about you in Boston, and Archie was
That's
like, I
right.
ain't never been to Beantown.
Right, right. Because he was
Yeah,
running game.
so they never mentioned Detroit, which that was actually a good question, because they never mentioned Detroit,
Right, right. So that's probably
unless
just a
I'm missing
moniker.
something somewhere.
It could have been some a little small piece. He could have spent some time in
Yeah,
Detroit for a short because he was
yeah,
moving around a lot. And remember he was on that train. He was serving
yeah,
white folks
yeah.
on that train. So so he's in
And it could have been something that
Boston.
was on the cutting room floor
It it
in the
it
movie,
it,
in the edit.
it
You know what I'm
could
saying?
be. It could be. And I actually I didn't read it. I did the Audible version during the pandemic. I started reading when I was young. But I actually got through the whole thing, the autobiography of Malcolm X during COVID. That shit is longer than the movie, bro. That shit is man, it's like 8 hours long, man. When did
Yeah.
he?
Well, they remember
So okay.
they run in the streets. They would run in the streets in Boston. I want to say if I'm not mistaken, he went to Harlem, got mixed up with West Indian Archie, and then went back to Boston. I might have that wrong
No,
because
no,
I
no.
remember
Because no,
when they were robbing
yeah.
police.
West Indian Archie ran up. He ended up getting ran out of Harlem because
Harlem, yeah, yeah,
yeah, he went. They went. They was in Boston. He had the white girl, and they was. That's
Oh,
when
I
they
can't remember
was.
her name right now.
Ah man. I can't remember either. Can't remember her name.
Yeah,
They had the white girl, and they was dancing, and that's when they was in the joint dancing, and I think Shorty
yep.
was dancing with the big girl, and then they ended up in Harlem, and that's when he was in the joint in the bar with that loud ass suit on, and the guy, was talking shit to him, and he smacked the dog out the dude with the bottle,
Bottle.
and
I made a short. I'm my bad. I just made a short about that scene because when I was
mhm,
rewatching it the other day, I noticed a detail I had never ever seen, and it's the scuff on Malcolm's shoe. When he bumped the dude, he's
mhm,
like, excuse me, don't shine my shoes, brother. And he tried to
mhm,
walk away before then he smacked shit out the dude with the bottle, right? But
mhm,
like a few minutes later, when he talking to West Indian Archie and Sammy and Cadillac,
mhm.
Cadillac looked down at his shoes. He was like, "And them shoes." He was
And
like,
them shoes,
"But
yeah,
they showed the shoes. It's a fucking scuff on the toe of the shoe."
another
So
nugget.
like that's bruh, like that's
That
attention to
that's
detail.
details. That's how intricate this shit. That's how intricate this shit go, man. Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah,
you a
yeah,
stone cold film head. You stone cold.
yeah.
You notice the shoe scuff.
Right, and
So
maybe it's because I'm watching the shit in HD or whatever. I don't know. That's the
yeah,
first time. That's the first time I ever noticed it.
nah, that's top notch film head stuff right there.
Yeah,
That's top notch Siegel,
and
and
that
that's Siegel. What's his name? Siegel and whatever his name was. That's top notch film.
Siskel and Ebert.
Cisco and Ebert, yeah.
Yeah,
So when I rewatched it, I seen it before, but seeing it again is interesting. Malcolm's character, how Malcolm was running that game on West Indian Archie. He was like,
he
yeah,
was trying to.
he was trying to. He was trying to. He
Yeah,
said, don't bullshit the West Indian. And he's like, you West Indian? He's like, my mother's from Grenada. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? He was trying to bullshit him. I mean, West
yeah.
Indian
West
Archie,
Indian
man.
Archie, man. That's a great character, man.
That's a great
That's a
character,
great
dog.
character.
That's a phenomenal character.
Yeah.
Before I saw the series Godfather Harlem, which they had an adaptation of Malcolm in that too, right? I don't know if you ever seen
Hmm.
that with Forrest Whitaker.
I didn't
You ever
watch it.
see?
I didn't watch it.
Okay, so
Mm-mm. I heard it was good though.
it's extremely good, and in the last, pretty much the whole, I guess the last 3 seasons they put out. I think they're on season coming up with season 5. Malcolm was all through it. The last season it was when they killed Malcolm, which was hard to watch. But
Right.
I thought watching Malcolm X before I saw Godfather Harlem that West Indian Archie, I thought that was Bumpy Johnson's character, but West Indian Archie was an actual person. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were
Okay.
just, you know what I'm saying? I thought they were just kind of making an adaptation of Bumpy Johnson's
Yeah.
character, but that was a real person,
That's one of the things, and that's a scene I can watch over and over again by
over and over and
itself.
over.
Just because,
Yeah,
Delroy Lindo, he can't. You can't play that role any better. I mean, obviously he's not West Indian. I would say he originally from like England or something.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember,
He
but
from
like
across the pond.
he played the shit out that role.
Played the shit out that role, man.
You know, that's the role. Whenever I see his face, and I swear this dude ain't never got no older. But like whenever I see his face, that's the role I immediately think of. Even with Sinners, because I love Sinners.
Mhm.
Even with his role in Sinners, like I still think of West Indian Archie when I see this dude.
That's a bad dude. Like you said, man don't get no older. Man been the same, look the same since Crooklyn.
Right,
You
right,
know what I'm saying?
right. How's that possible? I mean, we don't crack.
Right.
I guess you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, black don't crack. Yeah. So
Yeah, that scene
that
though
other
that leads to him getting joining the gang and whatnot.
yeah. That he gets into the running numbers, and West Indian
Yeah,
Archie is telling him like, yo, don't write nothing down. I keep it all in my head. You gotta do the same thing. What's also interesting? Every time Malcolm runs across somebody of any kind of substantial power, they took they took an extreme liking to him. Like, he was special. They took an extreme
right.
liking to him, and they brought him in. It was something about him, um, that everybody around him saw that was special. You know, even if
Yeah,
even
I
if he
think we
was
all know
thieving.
people.
Yeah,
Right. I think we all
you
know
know what
people
I'm saying?
like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
there's people that like they will either gravitate to you or you gravitate to them.
yeah,
And there's nothing different really that there's nothing exceptional that they seem to be doing. It's just something about
right,
their presence and
right,
their knowledge or the way they pay attention to things that like
right.
you say, okay, bro know he got his shit together.
Yeah,
Like this dude walk in the room, like, okay, that's the dude I'm paying attention to right there.
right,
And that was Malcolm. Like you said, man, everybody in the movie that runs across him, man, he's a special person to them
right,
for one
right,
reason or another.
right. Shining star, whether it's good or bad. Shining star. What was a good pivotal moment in that point of them running numbers?
I think like, he started doing the coke, right? Him and West
He
Indian
did.
Archie, they was doing that coke.
Hmm.
And like, suddenly throughout the movie, like Spike throws in little things that lead up to the assassination later.
Hmm.
Like the gunshot, like a sudden gunshot, stuff like that. That
Right.
it leads into something later. But I think the fact that he started getting on, started doing the drugs and he messing with the chick, and they running the numbers, and he's not taking Archie's advice by trying to really putting the numbers in his head, so they ain't the cops don't have no evidence on him. He's
Right.
kind of doing his own thing, and then he get a little cocky.
You get cocky.
Then he get a little cocky, and he had the other
Right.
girl. I forgot the other girl name, man. The sister.
You
Um,
talking
he
from
was messing with her too.
the one that
Girl
was the
six.
girl six. Girl six,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, shorty from Girl Six. And she had the bum ass husband that was a junkie or whatever he was in the movie.
Right. Right. Because she was
Yeah.
she was like she started becoming a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Because she
Yeah.
was, I don't know, she fell on hard times. Let me see if I can find her name real quick. Teresa Randall. That's her name.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. She was in Girl Six, Sugar Hill.
Malcolm got a little cocky. He started smelling himself a little bit, so to speak,
Right.
and
And he
and
and he
and told.
and he told Shorty he hit a number. It was
Hmm.
281-182 or something like that. It was
So
he
yeah.
was because he had the jump. They sniffing coke. He flicking the cash.
Hmm.
281-182. Blah 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 blah. And the white girl over there, parading with him. That's when that first gun. That was when West Indian Archie looked at him, and that gunshot, boom. And then what happened right after that? What happened
I
right
can't remember, man,
after
because they
they
was
were
they was in
sniffing
the
coke?
apartment. Yeah, they was in the apartment when that happened. It was, I can't remember what happened right after that, but I know like it wasn't long after where he was in that bar, and the waitress, that one dark skinned waitress, she was talking to Malcolm because he was looking at old girl, the black chick he used to mess with,
Mm-hmm.
and she was the junkie husband, boyfriend, whatever, had
Mm-hmm.
got some money from her and bounced, and he was watching her. So the waitress was like, saying, you know her? He was like, basically like mind your business, blah blah blah. And he was about to put his hands on her.
Mm-hmm.
And West Indian Archie came in there. He pulled her to the side. He handed her some money. You know what I'm saying? He peeled his money off and,
Mm-hmm.
and, and
He
handed it
peeled
to
that
her. Said,
money
go,
off
go
smooth
buy
as hell
yourself.
too. He peeled that money off like he didn't even look.
Right.
He peeled that money off smooth as hell.
And those were C notes, man. This was like
He
the
know.
40s or 50s. Them were like C notes, man.
Damn
That
right.
shit was some bread. So, and it reminded me of this movie came later, but I know you remember Cuddy on Dead
Yeah.
Presidents.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It was a Clifton Powell, right? Clifton Powell.
Yep.
Yeah, the way he was peeling that money off, like that it reminded me of that for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
he told her, he said, "Go buy yourself something nice," and she was like,
Yeah.
"Okay." Like shit, man.
Yeah.
That was a whole house payment right there.
Damn right.
Oh, that's
Damn.
when Archie asked him. Hey man, you all right? He was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just thinking about them 6 big ones you owe me or whatever."
Right. Right.
I'm thinking about my money.
6 big ones you owe me, Archie.
What?
821, it hit, didn't it?
And that's when the shit went downhill.
Right. Because Archie was like, he was rebelling it, and that's when Malcolm got super cocky. He told him you slipping, and talking a little subtle shit, and then he seen it piss Archie off, and he was like, nah, don't worry about it. He's like, nah, because Archie's rep, his rep is like, nah, I pay my debt. So he peeled off something else. Boom, 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 boom.
So peeled
And
off
then his
$600.
man
Yep.
was like, yo, for your sake, I hope you he's gonna go back and check them books. His rep is on the line. For your sake, I hope you telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? And then
Because if not, you a dead man. Dead.
man. Dead. They said, my man Red. Yeah. That was a scary ass dude, man. That nigga like a caveman. That's a scary ass nigga. In any movie I've seen him in, he was scary as hell.
It was crazy. I looked him up. Damn, I can't find it right now. I looked him up, man, because I couldn't remember the actor's name. But he really didn't do like a whole lot of movies. You know what I'm saying? He was in some, but like he got that memorable face. He just reminded me of Flavor Flav, but like he got that memorable face.
And he
whenever
always
you
got
see him,
that sidebar role like that. That's always kind of the same type role, like a side henchman. He played the hell out of them shits. Yeah.
And another detail, man, in that scene that like I think separates Spike from just somebody just doing the job. Like when Archie peels that money off and sets it down, like first his hands are perfectly manicured. You look at his hands, like he's perfectly manicured, right?
Perfect.
He peels that money off, and instead of just sitting on the table, man, he sets it down. He puts a glass on it. Bam.
Yeah.
Like to me, that's a detail. That's something we would do.
Yeah.
Like, that's something a man would do. Like, I put this money on the table. I want you to know it's right here. I set this glass on it. Bam, it's yours. Take it. And just it's like a signal that's like, look, this is yours for now.
Right.
If you wrong, I'm gonna take it out your ass.
Where was they at? Was they at a show?
They was at like a spot, man, a night spot, and old girl was singing, and Archie and the boys came in. Archie came in and sat down next to Malcolm and the chick, the white chick. I don't know, I can't remember her name, but he sat down next to him, and he was like, basically, you full of shit, and come with me. Malcolm, if I remember right, he was like, I'm holding, right? He said, well, there's 3 guns pointing at you right now.
Yeah.
And they pan around. You see Cadillac and Sammy.
Yeah. And Malcolm's like, so this is how it's gonna go down. I gotta go out like this,
Yeah.
And then he broke up out of there, right?
Yeah. He said, let me finish the show. And Archie was like, nah, let's go. And while they were walking him out, man, he pushed one of them and then like threw a cart or something in the way and ran down the hall and jumped out the window of the bathroom. And he got away. And that's like basically the first act of the movie.
That's
you know what I'm saying? There's scenes we skipped or whatever. There's some few scenes we skipped, like him on the train and whatnot, like mushing the pie in the white dude's face, and the Joe Louis fighting on it.
We forgot about that. Yeah. Mushing the pie in the white guy's face.
When he runs from Archie, that's the end. That's the end of basically the first act. You're talking about
that's the end of that first act, and then
like 45, almost an hour into the movie.
Yep, and it's so smooth that you're not even realizing that a whole damn near an hour went past. Now they in the car going back to Boston. He's in the back of the car, stoned out his mind. You know what I'm saying? Shorty, the white girl driving. Shorty's like, yo, man, Red, you don't look too good, man. And then they get up there and they meet the my man. He's in every Spike Lee joint.
The light-skinned dude.
The light-skinned cat. Yeah. He's one of Spike Lee's VIP.
I'm looking now. I'm trying to see if I can find his name.
He's so ambiguous. He plays black, white, Spanish, Italian.
Malcolm had to check him pretty early. You know what I'm saying? They supposed to be running some capers. They supposed to be running some capers in Boston or whatever. This dude's supposed to have the inside on an old man and some a place they can get some money. He's supposed to be their getaway driver too, if I remember right. And Malcolm had to set him straight with the Russian roulette. But he had pawned the bullet though. Like that's a scene that if you're not paying attention, like you're not even thinking about it.
Until I rewatched it. That he had palmed the bullet. Because I remember Shorty was like,
same here.
Where's the bullet, Red? And then he had it in his hand. I was like, oh shit. Another thing that always sticks out to me in that scene, Malcolm put the bullet in his mouth, sucked on it, and then Pause. No, didn't. But he put the bullet in his mouth, did like that, and put it up in the joint. I was like, that's some stone cold shit right there.
Yep. So he set my man straight, man, real quick. And just another side note, like I don't know why it's always some random light skinned dude that get victimized in these movies back then. Because the
Always.
same thing happened in New Jack City, man, with Christopher Williams. Nino stabbed
Right.
him in the hand. Like Nino was dogging his sister.
Light skins in the 90s. Anytime you got to make them look bad, they took full advantage of that.
Yeah.
If you light skin was a decent grade, you ain't stand a chance in a movie. Unless you was the lead
Right.
role getting all the chicks. That's
Unless you the
it.
star.
Unless you the star. Other than that,
Yep.
you get your ass whipped.
G Money, even G Money,
Even
like
G-Money.
he right, like he more my complexion than the light skinned dude, but like even G
Yeah.
Money, man, they made him
Even they got
crackhead,
G-Money
like
smoking crack. You know what I'm saying?
he's getting his
That
girl
nigga, look.
stole by West, like
G-Money went from, man, I got my Jimmy waxed every day last week to smoking crack. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He loads up the joint, gets in old boy's face, like, yo, is this the the side or the WAP side? And then
Right.
I think before he did that, he played Russian roulette with himself.
As just a film, like a scene in a film, that's like it's that dick measuring contest where Malcolm shows his willingness to like go to an extreme, even though he had pawned the bullet. Like as far as anyone else knows, he's willing to go to the extreme to prove his point.
So that's what Malcolm told him. Like, look, don't ever play with somebody that's willing to die. Now they didn't show the scene. Did they show the scene when they didn't get into when they robbed the old man? Did they? What happened after that?
I remember dude was talking about the old man, and then Malcolm was like the whole thing that even led to that Russian roulette was in they was talking about the old man, and Malcolm was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Dude was like, man, who put you in charge? You know what I'm saying? That's basically my living. I ain't trying to go mess that up. They went him and Shorty went to the place. The two chicks was outside, and old boy was in the car. The light skinned dude was in the car. They robbed it. They robbed the joint, got the jewels and whatnot, pulled the ring off the dude's finger. I think that's the same dude old boy was talking about. This dude was in bed with his wife when they robbed him. So I had always assumed it was the same, but when I rewatched it, I was like, "Was this the same guy? It got to be." And I'm thinking, "All right, it got to be." I don't know.
Right.
They don't really dig into that.
So then what? Then they get jammed up shortly after that, right?
Yeah. They had the house, the crib was full of shit they had stole. Old boy was out. He was out doing. He was supposed to be out casing the joint or something. In my mind, watching it years ago, I didn't put no thought into it about like the dude was out casing the joint when they got busted. Watching it now, I was like, did this dude did he get caught and
He
snitch on
flipped.
them? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he flipped. Now, what I read in reality, what happened was something about Malcolm went and took one of the watches to get fixed, and the watch was reported stolen, and then that's how they got
Right.
jammed up. But in the film, for film purposes, they sensationalized it, whatever. But even in just film world, it looked like he flipped. You know what I'm saying? Looked like he flipped the
Right.
script. Old boy, light skinned dude.
Yeah, if you was watching it out of nowhere, you'd be like, oh, this dude, somebody must have
Yeah.
told him. Yeah, because Shorty was putting that conch in Malcolm's hair.
Again, going with the conch again.
Yeah.
No water.
Yeah, and and the water was turned off. Yeah, he walking around the house, and this is a classic Denzel acting and reactions to things, man. Like the way he slammed the door, and the way he turned on the knobs, like his mannerisms, man. Like that's only
that slightly tilted, bended lip, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Looking back, like
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? All that.
yeah.
So
That frustration that like if
yeah.
you see it, you're like, yeah, he pissed off right now.
So then
So he had to put his head in the toilet.
Head toilet. Police bum rush him. Get your head out that toilet, nigga. Then we go to the court scene. However many charges it was, I think it was like 16, something like that. 16. It was a lot of
Yeah,
charges.
it was a lot. Yeah, reading them all. Yeah.
And Shorty fainted because he
They
was
got
like,
him
Lord,
concurrent.
Lord, yeah, it was, yeah, because he didn't know what concurrent mean. He was like, Lord have mercy. Now Malcolm,
Yeah.
every time they say guilty, he just, because at this point he's like, fuck it, man. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? He now he
I'm done.
knows
Yeah,
he know what concurrent mean, but still he's just like fuck it. I'm hit, man.
yeah,
I'm going to jail for it is what I'm
yeah,
going to jail. And
yeah.
then and that's when they said well that's when he said you know I think the girl got off. It was all their first time getting hit.
Yeah,
All their first time getting
yeah.
caught up. But the
They got
girl
they got
got
easy time. The girls got easy.
yeah the girls got easy time. But he was saying how they their biggest crime was messing with white women.
This act. That's when this act really takes shape. The second act of the movie, because this is when he go to
Mm-hmm.
prison. He meets with Brother Baines
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in the shower, and that's this another scene that always stick out to me, man, because like he in that shower, by himself, brother come in there, he don't know what he want, but he give him some nutmeg. That's when I found out nutmeg would get you high. Like I found that shit out back in '92. Like I didn't
I
know that
didn't
shit was that
either.
strong. But yeah, that scene, man, when the brother come in there and once again Malcolm putting that conch in his hair, and now it's like it ain't shit, man. He's just gonna he put the shit in, man. You gonna rinse it out when you get a second. Brother come in there and talk to him and say, hey, look,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna offer you something. I'm gonna offer you an opportunity, basically. You know what I'm saying, to free yourself. And because Malcolm
Yeah.
looking at it like, man, what's your
Yeah.
kind, man? You got any more of this shit? He's like, nah, that's the last piece I'm gonna give you. And Malcolm looking at everything from the street, like,
Right.
man, all right, man, what
Yeah.
you want? What you want from
What's
me?
your
You know what I'm saying? I see you,
angle? Yeah.
yeah, because yeah, right. And I forgot, man, you know what? I skipped something. My bad. I skipped something. The beginning when he got to prison, he refused to say his
Yes.
number.
In the hole.
Right. And Brother Bane was like, yeah, he not gonna give him the satisfaction of
Satisfaction.
breaking.
Yeah.
He was in the hole for a
For a
minute.
minute,
He was
man.
in the hole for a minute.
For a minute. That,
Yep.
so continue though. Brother Baines came to see him. Clearly Malcolm was, an intelligent man already. Just for the fact that he even knew what concurrent meant in court, right? Just the fact he even knew what that meant during
Yeah.
that time in court. So Brother Baines says, "Oh, we're gonna read this dictionary from A to."
Yeah.
So they start with aardvark. You know, he teaches them about not eating pork and why not to eat pork because the pig is part cat, part dog, and part something else, and it doesn't have sweat glands and so on and so forth.
And he said the
The
rest
rest
is
is
dog.
dog, right?
Yeah.
And the rest is dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and Brother Baines was a strong cat, man. He was a strong cat.
Yeah.
I often
I
wonder.
was disappointed by his
I
turn
know
later,
that
man.
that shit was crazy, and I often wonder why the hell was he in there? Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, because he was highly
Right.
highly intelligent, but you never know that. Like they didn't really get into his story like that. But I mean, he could have been jammed up just on some political shit. He ends up getting he ends up becoming in the nation. They didn't show him take his shahada, which would have been interesting. The shahada is it's your declaration of faith when you become Muslim.
Mhm.
They didn't show him do that. As far as I know, the nation they do that as well. I know it to be like a Sunni Muslim is done, but and I'm pretty sure they do too because they still follow five prayers, Ramadan, and things like that. So I'm pretty sure you got to take Shahada as well. He started getting a letter from Elijah Muhammad. He told Brother Baines, let him know like I haven't written him back yet because at the time he felt he wasn't ready and to
Wasn't worthy. Yeah.
wasn't worthy to write him back.
Baines got out first, and then Malcolm was like, giving the pastor a hard time in the prison, the church and whatnot.
Yeah, but
And
yeah, that we can't skip that. We
I,
can't skip that. How
yeah,
because that's very pivotal about how he broke it down about it the what it actually says even in the Bible. Let me not say even in the Bible about how the
yeah,
color of Jesus and about the time and about those biblical times where the people were. There's no way in hell they were fucking blonde hair and blue eyed,
yeah,
lily
Lily
white. You
White,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and that's just
It,
geographical.
it
Geographically, it
just don't
doesn't
make
make
sense
sense.
geographical. That also
Yeah,
goes back to when he was a child, how he said he wanted to be something. The teacher was like, "You're a nigger. You could never be that. You should pick something else, like a
Right.
carpenter or something like that."
Work with your
Yeah,
hands. Yeah.
yeah,
And he was like, Jesus was a
yeah,
carpenter. And, like, yeah, that same, like, just patronizing
yeah,
people, man.
yeah.
And then when he got out, and that's when he had that first meeting. And here you go, Denzel, first of all, great directing, number one, great directing.
Uh-huh.
And great, even better acting by Denzel, because he hardly says anything in that scene when he meets Elijah Muhammad. But he's
Yeah.
crying, and you can tell by his posture, by his whole posture and the way he looked, that like he's just completely like humbled and like he just
And,
and almost starstruck. You know what I'm saying?
he's in total submission. That's what that he's in
Right.
total submission. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I think that's just it's one of those it's like a pivotal scene in the movie,
Yeah.
because that's when he comes into his own as Brother Malcolm. And
Yeah.
and you start seeing him out there in the street, trying to get a word to people. And they got the other pastors
Uh-huh.
out there, and the other preachers out there, Al Sharpton and some other people out there on the street.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's got their own spiel, and Malcolm's like, look, you've been in that church for 2 hours, and look, you still ain't found salvation or whatever.
Right.
Saying take this path to
Right.
come down to the temple,
Right.
because Elijah Muhammad wanted him to help usher in, like you said, this is when the nation kind of got started. He wanted him to
Yeah.
help build.
His level of charisma for anything that he put his mind to was just amazing. So he took
Yeah.
everything he had. And clearly he was a bit of an extremist himself in terms of the way he did things,
Mhm.
or extremist might be the bad. It probably is, for lack of a better word, extremist. Maybe anal or OCD or whatever you want to call it. But
Right.
whatever he did, he went 100%. If it was
Right.
running numbers, 100%.
Right.
Breaking it in, 100%. So he's getting brothers and sisters into the temple.
And Shorty showed up.
Shorty
That's when
shows up.
Shorty showed back up in the movie. Yeah.
Yep. Shorty shows
And
up, and
he
he's
gives
like,
the Plymouth Rock. He gives
"Yeah."
that Plymouth Rock speech.
And Shorty's like, "Man, that was some good preaching you did there, man. So what's the con?" He's like, "It ain't no con." Which we forgot about
Yep.
when he was in the jail. Brother Baines, he asked Brother Baines, "What's the con?" When Brother Baines was talking about how I can help you get out of here.
Yeah.
He said, "This ain't no con. I'm telling you God's word. This ain't no con." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a nice strong piece right there too. I'm telling you God's
Yeah.
word.
To
This
get
ain't
you
no
out the
con.
prison of your mind.
Um,
Yeah. And while he was in prison, he was writing Shorty. Remember, he was writing Shorty.
yeah.
And Shorty
And
was kind
Shorty
of like, all
said,
right, man, whatever.
Shorty
Like,
said, the boy done went crazy.
yeah.
Here's a nugget.
Yeah.
I looked up Shorty. Shorty's name was Malcolm as well. The
Oh
real
shit.
person,
Okay.
his name was Malcolm as well. That was an actual. He
Oh
actually
damn.
existed. That was a real person, and his name was. And he was a saxophone player. Because I don't know if you
Damn.
remember
Okay.
when they was on the way back to Boston. He said, "Yeah, I got my band, man. You ain't heard us play yet." When they was in the
Yeah,
car.
you're right. Yeah. And matter of fact, let me ask you a question. Did he meet Betty before the brother got assaulted by the police and he was at the police station and
Mm.
got them to take old boy to the house? I can't remember if that happened before or after he met Betty. I want to say it might have been before. A quick editor's note here. The scene in front of the police station actually happens right after he meets Betty.
I would
Because
like to
the
say,
chief was like, no man should have that much power.
yeah, that probably was before Betty.
Yeah,
That probably was
I
before.
think so.
Yeah, so that, and which was clearly one of the most, you know, one of the most pivotal scenes in the whole film, especially in that
Yeah.
second act for sure.
Yeah, and that is a pivotal scene. Even the music score for that scene, like
Yeah.
you can't forget that scene.
Yeah.
And the young brother, remember the young brother who came up to him at the diner afterwards, but like they show
Yeah.
him in the crowd. He was trying to get into the little march. He was trying to get up there in the front with the brothers. And they
Yeah.
were like, "Just get out of the way. We don't know you, man. Get out of the way."
Yeah.
But he kept pushing his way in, and then he came in at the bar. I can't remember the actor's name, man. But
Yeah.
young dude. He looked like he said, I ain't never seen a nigga. Or I'm sorry, a black man
Yeah.
talk to them like that. I
Yeah.
want to be a Muslim. And Malcolm was like, look, man, you know, there's more to just being a Muslim than just talking to black people, you know, talking to white people like that.
Yeah.
So dude, like, you know, he took his hat, man. He was all dejected, got ready to walk out the diner, and Malcolm was like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't give up that easy either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then tell him to come on down to the temple. And then and eventually he became one of Malcolm's, you know, core
one of his right
core
hand. Yeah.
one of his core right hand men. Another good
Yeah.
guy that's in that joint is his main right hand man, the dark skinned cat. I don't know. I've seen him a few
Yeah.
other joints, but I don't know his name
Yeah.
at all.
I don't know his name either, man. But that's one of the dudes that like you always recognize. You see him, you recognize him, but you
Yeah.
can't remember what his name is.
Yeah, he was always in some kind of role, some kind of he always a strong role in whatever film
Right.
he was in back then. He was like a kind of like a and respected him, but it's kind of like a second hand Morris Chestnut type guy. You know what I'm saying? Dark skinned
Right.
cat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, this is crazy. I hadn't watched this movie in like at least maybe 10 years. I hadn't actually,
Right.
but I seen it a bunch of times before that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got like halfway, I said, oh shit. I forgot Angela Bassett was in this movie.
Oh hell yeah.
And which is crazy when you really think about it. Like, how do you forget Angela Bassett is in a movie?
Right.
And this is almost an hour and a half. It's like an hour and a half into the movie.
Yeah.
Before she even show up.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot this woman was in this movie.
Now, how amazing is that?
That tells you how good the movie is.
That tell you how good the movie is that Angela Bassett didn't even have to show up into the movie until an hour and a half later.
Right. And yeah, that's insane. Like, she wasn't the star that she is now, but like the fact that like I forgot, man. I completely forgot she was in the movie. I don't know how I forgot.
No, when I rewatched it recently, I was like, same thing, like, oh, Angela Bassett, damn, that's right. She did a phenomenal job, man. It's 92, so she couldn't have been the Angela Bassett is now. Co-starred Denzel in such a huge role. She did her damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that. I mean, that was an amazing role. Especially for anybody that had maybe you've heard you've heard anybody who was around the time knew who Malcolm X was, but you may not have known who Betty Shabazz was. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Exactly. And she played it so well, man, because for the most part, like we all grew up with a black mother. Her ability to be at the same time humble and assertive while still being respectful to her husband.
Yeah.
Like she played that, she walked that line perfectly. Like
Yeah.
I can't tell you if that's how it was in real life. All I know is in the movie, she played that shit perfect.
Called complete balance.
I mean, she was confronting him later about like how the nation was treating him.
Yeah.
That ain't coming from a woman nagging. That's coming from a concerned mother and a black woman. It's like they're not showing you the respect that you deserve.
What they went?
Yeah, they get married.
They get married.
That's when I want to say that's when Elijah Muhammad, maybe before or after that, but he asked him to basically be the face of the nation, go across the country and open new temples. That is kind of like a montage basically of like in different places and how they progress. But then like Brother Baines, you see that interaction with Brother Baines and Elijah Muhammad, where Brother Baines is like, hey, some of the brothers think that Malcolm's getting too much attention, or
Right.
he's trying to take too much attention.
Right. And that's just wicked, man. How Brother Baines, man.
Well, I was about to say the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Typical shit, man. Like,
yeah,
you brought me into this shit to do this.
right.
Like, I'm
Right.
doing exactly what you asked me to do, bro. I'm just taking it.
Right.
I'm taking it there. That's what you all wanted me to
Bro,
do.
if
Hey, now, even though
there's one thing I know,
like, yo, you know, this
Yeah.
is what his mission is.
Right, yeah, he told him relax. He, like first time he brought it to him, he was like, "Yo, all right." He basically said, "All right, man, you know, chill. This is what I want him to do."
Yeah, you know
You
what
know?
I'm saying? So that even kind of shows like, man, as great of a leader Elijah Muhammad was, man, even somebody as great as him, you know, can fall somewhat victim to like peer pressure. You know what I'm saying? If you
Yeah,
will.
or that sneaky like poison in your ear.
Poison.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Poison. Yeah.
almost anybody is susceptible to it, depending on what kind of a leader they are. Like not even speaking on the real life situation, just in the movie.
Just in the movie.
Elijah Muhammad's like he probably should have took a bigger, maybe a stronger stance in support rather than just saying to Brother Baines, because Brother Baines can tell the brothers whatever he want, like maybe a more powerful stance and kind of squash that early. It may not have worked. I just know from being a leader for so many years, I know that you got to stomp on some shit early.
Yeah,
Like
you
if you let
got nip it
people
in the
start
bud.
poisoning each other,
Especially when it's secondhand bullshit information. By the time they get back to
yeah,
somebody like Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm says you a straight bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of wicked of Brother Baines, man. Like, clearly he was in fear of Malcolm shining light, and maybe in fear of Malcolm even well, I guess he couldn't have been fear of Malcolm taking his position because Malcolm created his own position.
number one, it's hard to get three black people to agree on anything. First of
My
all, they
mom,
can't agree on watch the same movie.
bruh,
But like,
my mother, that is my mother's coined phrase. You can't get
bruh, you
do
can't.
something at the same time.
Yeah, and that what Baines said though is it's terrible, but it's true
Mm-hmm.
because like that's something that we've just been kind of taught over the years, man. That like, bro, why the pastor need the newest Benz? You know what I'm saying? The newest
Right,
biggest Benz. Like he don't need it.
right.
Like if you just here to hear like the word, what does his car matter? Like he and for his from the pastor's point of view, why is that something that you want to show to your congregation that
Yeah,
like you
right,
spending money on something that don't mean nothing? Like you're not teaching these people like financial literacy. You just showing
right.
them that like, yeah, I'm the man. I got the biggest car. I got the nicest clothes. And quiet as kept, I'm probably messing with half the people, half the women in the congregation. You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
Like, like, let's be real about it.
Yeah,
So that's what Brother Baines said, man. That shit is like, it's true, man. It'll be true forever.
it will be true. It will be true, and that's that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother issue. But like
Sure enough.
that is another issue. Like you, the congregation. Why pastor driving that, and the pastor like why and but like you said, present that to your flock. Important when you're a leader, you got to meet your sheep, your flock, where they are. So, because
Yeah.
as a leader, you want to lead, you want to lead by a humble example.
Like, you can be a great leader and be humble. Like both of those things can happen. Two
Yeah,
things can be true. Like
absolutely.
there's
And
no
that's what
reason that you can't be.
that's what Malcolm was, a humble leader. They
Right.
felt like he wanted all this screen time and all, but the man he was on a mission, and at that during that time when he was doing all this press, they looking at it like the guys in the background, they looking at it from a standpoint of
Mhm.
even though this wasn't a thing at the time, but he want to be Michael Jackson, he want to be Beyonce, like he want to be the star,
Mhm.
like that's not what he.
They said they think
That's
he is the nation.
he is, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he thinks he is nation. Everything he'd ever done, anything that he done bad, he credited to himself. Anything that was good, he credited to the honorable Muhammad. A lot,
Yeah.
the honorable Elijah Muhammad. Even when his wife, even when other people came to him and said, "Yo, you need to start looking what's really going on," he's like, "Nah, he wouldn't do that." Saying so, then we get to the point where when Betty is saying to him, "You don't see what's going on. You don't see
Like, why are you
that.
blind to this?
Yeah, you don't see like really don't fuck with you like that. Like you don't see what's going on.
Yeah.
Like you don't see that we don't got shit and they got everything." And he was like, "What you want? You want more
Mhm.
clothes? Okay, you want to go shop?" He's like, "That's not what I'm saying." She's like, "That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying look at what's going on."
I
At one
think
point
like after that, that's when he decided that he was going to go and talk to
to Elijah
Elijah
Muhammad,
Muhammad.
right? So
Yeah.
right. He didn't confront him, but he went to speak to him.
And my bad. Before that, he talked to the women.
He did. He went and talked. I want to say the women are first because after he
Yeah.
found it to be true or allegedly, and Elijah Muhammad,
Yeah. And he
for
was sick at the time too.
he was sick. Now, for the movie's sake, he didn't.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey," that's what he said. Like my seed has to be planted, so on and so forth.
That's when it starts to turn around for Malcolm because remember like interspersed especially from the second act into the third act there's little scenes interspersed with the government spying on
Yeah,
Malcolm or,
yeah,
or being involved which you know how the FBI and whatnot, how they did back then, but like just being involved in everything that was going on, like they were behind the scenes, kind of pulling some strings.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff they did with Martin Luther King and whatnot, like just pulling strings to try to pull things in a certain direction. The movie doesn't point the finger at necessarily, even though it kind of points the finger at Nation of Islam for the assassination, but like Spike gives you the sense that like it wasn't just them. Like it definitely wasn't just them. Because like, how they find him in the hotel at the end. Like it wasn't just
right, right,
the nation that was after him.
right.
Like the FBI wanted him gone, and there was a segment of the nation that wanted him gone. So like they were kind of working together. Like the movie doesn't explicitly say that.
Yeah, it doesn't
That's
explicitly
just kind
say
of
it.
how you put it together.
Right. I get where it goes right after that though. It goes to when John F. Kennedy got assassinated. But it goes to when John F. Kennedy gets killed and Malcolm, the famous line about chickens coming home to roost. Elijah Muhammad's like, yo, I told all y'all don't speak on that. Now I gotta silence
Yeah,
you for 90 days because at this point the nation is huge now. They've grown. I'm assuming based on the movie at this point the nation they probably were lining up with different things they're this huge entity. The fight may have been a little bit different than it was
yeah,
before, you know. So now because he's like, yo, don't speak on him because America loves him. Like, we're not trying to make no enemies. We got our nation. We're just trying to bring more people to the nation, not
exactly.
alienate
Yeah,
ourselves here, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
And Malcolm was
Malcolm is
on the whole like, but the message is the message. You know what I'm
Yeah, the
saying? I don't
message,
care.
yo,
I don't care who it is.
I'm running my mojo. This is what I'm here for. Like,
Yeah.
this is what my mojo is. What got people here, and I'm pretty sure he's still saying his message humbly. You know what I'm saying, for the right reasons. But his message is what helped build the nation.
Yeah, that's when it starts turning, man. Because you could tell he was like dejected when he told him, "I got to silence you for 90 days." And
Yeah,
then
yeah, he was
Elijah Muhammad was
devastated.
sick. But anyway, yeah, Malcolm was like dejected by it. And there's that scene where Elijah Muhammad, he's sick, he's coughing, and like Brother Baines and the other brothers coming in. Malcolm leave, and he closed the curtain in front of him. Like, all right, man, you're not really
Yeah,
welcome here no more. Like
yeah,
that's the signal that he got
yeah,
because he was silenced for that time. Like he starts to turn around, but he had that press conference where he was leaving the nation and he was starting his own. He
yeah,
was starting his own
yeah,
like his own side thing. He was starting his own thing.
yeah.
That's before he went to Mecca.